Hello, my name is Polina Krasnopolskaya. I teach violin and beginning viola at RUW Music. The best thing about teaching music, in my opinion, is that music connects you to so many different subjects and parts of the world. For example, the other day I was rereading the story of the Nutcracker, which is so popular around Christmas time. And the author, Theodore Hoffmann, he wrote the original, and then a French writer, Alexandre Dumas, wrote a script that Tchaikovsky read, and he wrote the score to that script, which is a ballet that is so popular in America, and just for the students to have those strings that they can connect and make those connections is what teaching music for me is, is what teaching music for me is all about, is just having those open doors into different areas of the world and how you can start with one person and then end up with a totally different composer or country that you're looking at. I started playing the piano when I was 9, and then around 12 my mom gave up on me because she was very tired of making me practice, and so I had a break of about a year, and then my mom, who was just trying to take violin lessons for fun, she also gave that up, but the violin was around the house, and so she gave it to me, and I started a middle school orchestra, and I was actually a late beginner, but what made me stick to it was probably the soundtracks to movies, just all of that music that we hear before a movie or in the movie. It has so much emotional charge and just so much storytelling capacities that for me that was the level of playing that I strived to achieve, and it was sort of the goal that I made for myself, is that if I were to play this instrument, if I were to stick to it, I need to make it sound like those soundtracks in terms of the sound, the intonation, and just the intensity of the story behind the music. So probably the favorite movie soundtrack that I remember from my childhood is from the movie called The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and the music in that movie just makes me feel very uplifted, and it's soaring violin lines and it gives you all the butterflies and the jitters that a soundtrack should give you. The way I try to bring students back is by making the whole experience a collaboration, so that the music that we play in the lesson is more of a duet and chamber music versus a one-on-one performance or masterclass or some kind of interrogation. So if we look at the Symphony Number 36 by Mozart, which is one of the excerpts for Allstate this year, in measures 13 through 16, the first thing that I would do is figure out all of the difficult rhythms. So for example, it has the triplet sixteenths, so I would set the metronome to about 106 beats per minute, and then I would subdivide triplet 16th notes to that, so da 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 da, and then I would practice leaving out the first note, and so I would only play groups of 5 notes instead of 6, so like this, da 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 da, rest da 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 da, rest da 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 da, and that's the rhythm in measures 13 through 16. And then stylistically, what I would do is I would start in measure 13 the whole phrase up bow instead of down bow, because that creates a sense of lightness and more elegance and overall Mozart-like style that we're trying to achieve here.